Organic produce, a term we're all familiar with, right? At least to a certain extent. Every store, from Walmart to Sprouts to Natural Grocers to even our local Kroger stores, they all offer us this option between organic produce and conventionally grown produce. Now, I don't know about you, but I've watched the organic market just blossom over the past 10, 15 years. Growing up, I don't remember this distinction between the organic side and the conventional side. It was all one big market. But sure enough, over the past 10 years, organic food has just become the greatest thing. So what is organic? Is there really any science behind it, or is it all a hoax like some people say? Well, today I hope to offer you some insight into this world. I'm going to be sharing with you the information that I have found surrounding this world. I'm going to be sharing with you not only the details I have found surrounding the price difference, but then also nutritional value. Is there a difference between the two? So let's jump into it. What is organic? Well, the organic growth of a crop can be thought of as the old-fashioned way of doing things. In order for produce to be considered certified organic, it must be made without the use of synthetic fertilizers, growth hormones, or pesticides. Now, in conventionally grown crops, these chemicals are used to accelerate the process of growth, but then also ward off any sort of pests that threaten the health of the field. Now, organic farmers, they refrain from using these chemicals because it is believed that not only is it harmful to us consumers and our physical bodies, but then it's also believed that they diminish and change the nutritional value of organic food. So this brings me to my first main point, and that is, historically speaking, organic food is more expensive than conventionally grown food. And if I had to take a poll, I would guess that we all know this, right? We know that if we buy organic, we're going to be spending more money. Well, the reason for this being is because organic farmers, since they don't use these chemicals, they not only have to take longer to produce their fields, but then that also yields a smaller crop. And then their crops then are susceptible to said insects and pests. So think about it logically. If you had to spend more time to create the same amount of crop, you're going to have a drive up in the price. That just makes sense logically. Okay, and in his Time Magazine article from August of 2010, What's So Great About Organic Food, Jeffrey Krugler states, and I quote, "Organic fruits and vegetables cost 13 cents to 36 cents per pound more than ordinary produce." So we know that it's more expensive. And throughout my research, I learned that this is hands down the biggest setback to buying organic. So now we know one of the main setbacks. So let's talk about some of the acclaimed or claimed benefits of organic food. The main one I found is nutritional value. Okay, let's jump right into it. In his 2015 newspaper article, How I Ended a Toxic Relationship, Robert Sanchez states that from the 343 studies concluded by the British Journal of Nutrition, organically grown food not only had lower residual pesticides, but also a higher concentration of antioxidants than that which was found in conventionally grown food. So what does this mean? This is important for us because it helps us understand that not only is organic food less toxic to the human body, it's also more nutritious for the human body. And just to back this up, I want to talk to you about Dr. Josh Axe. In his book that was published March 29th, 2016, Eat Dirt, Why Leaky Gut May Be the Root Cause of Your Health Problems, and 5 Surprising Steps to Cure It, Dr. Josh Axe, who is a certified doctor of natural medicine, doctor of chiropractics, and clinical nutritionist, states that the evidence is indisputable. Organic is the best option. He argues that organic food, the price of it far outweighs the cost, okay? And he says, and I state, you're gonna pay either the farmer now or the pharmacy later. In that same book, he goes on to explain some of the issues related to conventional soil. Okay, and he says by 1999, the U.S. Department of Agriculture found that 43 vegetables and fruits showed reliable declines in protein, calcium, phosphorus, iron, vitamin B2, vitamin C over the past 50 years. The average calcium levels in 12 fresh vegetables such as broccoli, cabbage, carrots, onions, watercress, and kale had dropped 27%, while the vitamin C levels had dropped 30%. Now, he then argues that the difference is so dramatic, and listen to this, the difference is so dramatic that we would have to eat 8 traditionally grown or conventionally grown oranges to match the nutritional value of 1 organic orange. That's a pretty big statement, right? So then my question for you is, what is your main goal? How do we digest this information? If we're looking at it just from quantity side, we know that conventional wins, right? We're looking at just the quantity we get. We know that we can spend less money, get more if we're buying conventional. But if we're looking nutritionally, organic wins time and time again. So what is your main goal? Are you trying to satisfy hunger? Or are you trying to get the most nutritional value out of your food? Your main goal or your end goal is going to change what's best for you and your family. So I presented to you the information that I found surrounding this area. My hope is that the next time you go to the store and you're trying to choose between the two, you remember this and you think about, what is best for me and my family? The fact is, everything in life, there are pros and cons to every decision we make. Produce is no different from that. So you've got to make that decision. You've got to decide for yourself what you're looking for. So I hope this information was beneficial to you all, and I hope it helps you in making your decision later on.
Jackie,